Yeah. In the last decade, Kenya has experienced growth in its share of the world flower trade and competes with countries such as Ecuador, Colombia and Ethiopia in the world flower business. Currently, Kenya is ranked the third world exporter of flowers globally after Netherlands and Colombia. Kenya is well endowed with favorable climatic conditions, cold chain facilities, local expertise, research and locally available labor. Well, on this week's episode of The Next Frontier, Keitany follows the journey taken by a Kenyan rose to the European market and tells us what really happens when it lands in Europe. Take a look.
This is the sight every afternoon at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport cargo section. A stand of fresh-cut rose flowers are prepared to be airlifted to markets in Europe. But where exactly is the first point of entry of these flowers to Europe? Well, this week, The Next Frontier will follow these flowers to the European market and tells you what happens when they arrive in Europe.
The Kenyan flowers are very popular among the customers, especially the roses and summer flowers. The main thing is that in Kenya you have certain heights, what we don't have in Holland and in other countries in the world. So there are only a few countries in the world where you have it, and because of the height you can have a bigger head for the flowers, and that's really appreciated among our customers, and they really see it as a quality detail of a flower.
A small town called Aalsmeer, located only 10 miles from Amsterdam, is the flower capital of the world and a home to the largest flower auction in the world. The Flora Holland Flower Auction in Aalsmeer is the largest flora market in the world and a fine study in logistics. The international trading platform for plants and flowers is a world by itself. You have to get up early to see this world-famous auction.
A lot of it is produced in Africa, Ethiopia, Kenya, and different other countries, and still also in Holland. But Holland is very stable right now, and Africa is growing in terms of condition of production areas.
Every day, from 4 a.m. to 11 a.m., more than 40 million flowers and plants from all over the world are traded at the auction building. The enormity of the building strikes you immediately. The auction building floor space amounts to 10.6 million square feet, making it the second largest building in the world. Everything looks like a complicated logistic puzzle that needs to be solved urgently. The secret is the impeccable organization and timing of the auction.
It's really a very tight schedule, and also a very efficient schedule. So it will, they will go to the Schiphol airport or an airport nearby, and then are transported to the marketplace. And it depends really on the time they arrive here, but if they arrive very early in the morning, let's say, it's 2 or 3 in the morning, they can be ready for the clock, and the clock starts at 6. So
daily, around 20 million flowers and decorative plants are traded here, with well over 12 billion flowers traded annually in the 6 Flora Holland auctions in the Netherlands. The building is a beehive of activity. Endless numbers of small trains full of carts loaded with containers of flowers and plants are moved by electric-powered trucks or automated rail. It looks all chaotic, with a highway system allowing the various wagons to be moved to where the schedules demand.
I have around 15 years experience with Kenyan flowers, with Kenyan roses, I must say. It's been, a challenging journey because the world is evolving and it's very dynamic. We specialize in, as you can see the varieties behind you, in unique variety selection. We target the high-end market, florists. And we communicate daily with our farms in order to make the improvements.
Flowers arrive from 10 p.m. and is cooled and sorted during the night. The auctions are early morning, with both flowers distributed immediately. By late afternoon, all the flowers will have been moved out and the warehouse prepared for the next round.
Kenya is one of the few countries that has the right climate. It's close to the equator, has the right amount of daylight. Correct climates for it. and we formed a good partnership and relationship with the growers there. So it just evolved. It was a natural evolution.
The flower auction follows the Dutch auction system. The price is set high and then drops until someone buys. If demand exceeds supply, those waiting too long for the price to drop may go home empty-handed. Similarly, anyone buying too fast overpays, but at least assured of receiving the product.
And you have an auctioneer that's responsible for the clock. He also works at Floor Holland, and he monitors the clock, and he monitors the process, and he talks with the buyers. And when the buyer bought a certain amount of flowers, he can says, okay, buyer X, you bought this amount for this price. He says, okay, it's okay, it's sold.
The bidding process can be seen on the large screens inside the auction room. The key element is the round circle, often referred to as the clock. A start price is set and the auctioneers drop the ball that moves down with the price dropping at the same pace. The numbers on the ring is percentage, not currency. The ball stops as soon as the buyer is willing to pay the given price.
The clock is really a marketplace. So you have you have buyers who are attached to the clock, who bid on the product. So basically, a grower provides the products to the marketplace, to Floor Holland, and he can choose, I want to do it via the clock. When it goes via the clock, they can say, okay, I want to, as an example, I want to sell 100 roses, and then the clock will go down from 100 to 0. And a buyer can bid on it when he thinks, okay, this is a good price. So let's say it goes from 100 cents to 0 cents, and it's at 50 cents, and the buyer says, okay, that's a good price for me. He can bid, but there are more buyers who can bid. So it's really a challenge who receives the products at the end.
Once sold, the most impressive part of the logistics springs into action. Wagons and containers are sorted and sent to the correct loading bay, so each buyer receives his wares and can spend it on the shops, further distribution centers, or even to Schiphol Airport for export. Payments are received the same day, and all sold flowers clear the building by late afternoon. The Dutch flower auction remains one of the most important auctions for the Kenyan roses, and as this market continues to grow, it is the hope of players in this particular market that Kenya will also continue to grow its flowers to meet the rising demand of the Kenyan roses. Philip Keitany for the Next Frontier.